the idea of this for me is that you walk away with something that you can use that's practical. There's no point me doing something which is not important at your level of basketball. So I'll try and get through. I'm going to show you one drill, and it's going to take me 35 minutes to show you one drill. But it's a drill that I think that you can use with your players, and you should be using with your players. The questions, I don't mind a question coming or writing a question down about the drill, particularly in terms of the lead up, because I'm going to build the drill up for you rather than just teach it and run it in 3 minutes, because this would be like a 2 to 3 minute drill that we would do every training session. So think almost a warm-up drill, but I'm going to take 35 minutes to teach it. Okay? All right. So what I want to do is talk to you, is explain to you the importance of guards being taught at a young age to get over the top of ball screens. We want guards to be taught to go over the top of ball screens. Now, ball screens are a very important feature of international basketball at the moment, and an important feature of high-level basketball. And what's going to happen over time as this trend dies, this trend is going to die as our coaches get better at teaching switching and icing, which is pushing away from the ball screen. Once we all get really good at that, and in 3 to 5 years, that's what will happen. And then there'll be a trend will be flex will be back in or whatever. So this is just a current trend that I am witnessing. Ball screens are back in. Ball screens are going to die when we can coach how to defend it better. So that's our job now for the next 3 to 5 years, is to kill ball screens off, and some other facet of the game will come in. So there are two parts to it. And this drill is littles versus bigs, bigs versus littles. So this is the drill. Littles versus bigs, bigs versus littles. Okay, guards, let's have guards with the ball up in the circle. I have the bigs on the baseline, please. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. In the circle, bigs on the baseline. Right, now this is the first part of the drill. However, as I said, I want to teach it. All right, Maddie, come up onto the pure milk sign. All right, so what we're going to do, guards, I just want you to attack the big and go to the basket and try and score. Once, Matty, you two guys are out, guard come back to the top. Next, big come up to the pure milk sign, and don't go here till the pure milk sign's done. Right, go. Let's go. Go. Next, let's go. Let's go. Get that ball. Get out of there. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Quick, quick, quick. I want to go to 2 each. Okay, that'll do. Just hold it there. All right, come out to the top. All right. So, learning by watching. The first thing that we have is a mismatch of skills, yeah? Good ball handling skills, agility, quick change of direction versus big, slower, but natural advantage is height and space, yeah? So, to help the bigs, the most important thing for me as a big is to match speed. So that if I'm in a car and the car next to me and we are going at the same speed, no one is going to overtake each other. So my first role as a big is actually to give myself more space and to take 2 to 3 steps. So instead of starting the pure milk sign now, I'm going to start up at the 3-point line, and I'm going to use the space from here to the edge of the key to match speed. Don't worry about direction. Don't worry about direction. All I want you to do is, as she gets close to you, match her speed and then defend her to the basket, okay? I want you to go flat at her, right? Like you are a Ferrari and she is a Commodore. Let's go. Good girl. Good girl. Let's go next. Come on, let's go. Let her get to the 3. Let her get to the 3-point line. Stop, stop, stop. Get back to there. Get to the 3-point line. See, I need a buffer. I need 3 steps to match speed. I think that's the 3-point line. I need from here to here to match speed. I'm not trying to do anything else but match her speed. Oh, this is real quick, isn't it? Go. Excellent. Next, next, next. Stop. What's your name? Yes, me. Maddie, did you think that you matched her speed? Did the Ferrari go past the Commodore? Okay, so the Commodore's got to work a little bit harder. Okay, you're going to do it again for me. Don't worry about, you come up to the top. Right, don't worry about anything else. The only thing I want you to do is to, oh, she's quick as well. I know. You've got to run backwards, just match her speed. I don't care about anything else, just match her speed. Go. Okay, you got to work harder, don't you, Maddie? Maddie, you got to work. You got to push hard, get down low. Just match her speed running backwards. Nothing else. I don't care about anything else. Next big up. Here we go. Okay, all right. So our two bigs. Do you think that they matched speed? Okay, so in terms of coaching, you can see what you need to instruct there. Now, how do we help the slower player? We work on it. We continue to work on it. But all I want to do is this. I don't care about anything else. Just get back there and match it. Right, next group up, next girl up. Let's go. Just match speed. Don't do anything else. Just match speed. Go. Excellent. Next. Why is that so good? Man, you, basket. The whole time. Man, you, basket. Let's go. Good. Crappy shot. Let's go. Come on, Maddie. Go back, Maddie. Back, Maddie. Excellent. Good girl. That's great, Maddie. You got the idea. You've got it. Let's go. Oh, here's tough. Good. Okay, all right, hold up. I think they understand now, don't they? Right, okay. So now guards love this. Girls, you can put, if you like, a little hesitation in. When you get into the key, you can stop and start. But that's all I'll let you do. Just change your pace, all right? Now, bigs, now I want you to match speed. And then if you think that their weak hand is their left hand, most of them it is, you know them better than I do, then when you've matched speed, I want you to drop that foot and push them. So when you get to the basket, they're on their weak hand, not on their strong hand. Okay? Now, put your hand up if you're a left-hander for me. Okay, so Liv's the only one that we want to perhaps push the other way. All right? Okay, let's go. Good. Now, here we go. Stop. Do it again. To match speed, you need space, don't you? Right? The space is not, like you're not going to go and get her there. You actually need to create a buffer so you can match space. So you actually got to pick her up higher and not just wait for her at the keyway. All right, let's go. Good. Nice job. Stay with it. Here we go. Good, Maddie. Good, okay. All right, that's okay. Maddie, I don't need you to steal the ball for the moment. Okay, I don't need you to steal the ball. All right, so the last thing that I want is I want the big to bring the spider into the web. And this is the spider's web here, in here. Because this is the natural advantage of the big. Once you come into here, we know the target. We know where you're going. So now, with less space, and I'm big, I now have an advantage. I have no advantage up here. They're quick, they're lithe, and I'm not. So, yeah, I play them here, but I'm not playing them here to do anything but get in mid-space so they're not sure whether they should shoot or whether they should drive, till I bring them into my parlour, said the spider to the fly, and then I'm going to wall it up. And my only job now is to make them shoot a shot, which is anything but this. So anything but this is this. It's, can I make them shoot a poor, low percentage shot that they don't practice? So match speed, concede space. Can you force them to their left hand? At the end of the day, if you can't, you can't. Then I need to challenge the shot by walling up. I'm not blocking it. I'm not blocking the shot. I am walling up and making you shoot around me. All right. Here we go. Let's go. Hands up. Good girl, good shot. Here we go. Hands up. Match speed. Let's go. Hands up. Board. Good. Here we go. Maddie, got to match speed. Match speed first. Match your speed. Hands, hands, hands. Wall up. Good. Last one. Last one. Hands up, hands up, hands up. Wall up. Good. Okay. All right. So we would run this, and the guards love it because they just absolutely attack the bigs. The drill continues to a score. So if they miss it, the big gets to then stand alone and swat the ball out, and they play. All right, they genuinely play to a finish. We encourage the girls to tip. So in all the drills that we do, we want them to be athletic. So that any time that you can tip the ball in the air, right, in any drill we have, you would get an extra point. If someone shoots it from the perimeter in all drills that we have, and I tip it in the air, you get the ball back or you get an extra point. Athleticism is encouraged rather than come to the floor. We want them, and they enjoy it. They actually get better because they're being encouraged to be as athletic as they could possibly can be, which is fun. Why the girls like playing football at the moment? Because they throw themselves up in the air to try and catch a mark. They don't catch too many, but they're allowed to do it. We have to allow our girls to be athletic. Let them be athletes. Don't restrict them. So this is the first part of the drill. So the second part of the drill, we're not going to do till the end of my time, okay? Because I've got to do a little bit of teaching to go with it. All right, you girls, for the moment, can go and have a drink and sit down. Guards, I'll have 4 of you with, I'll have 2 basketballs either side, and I'll have 2, 4, yeah, so is there 1, 2, 3, 4? Let's have, 4 on one side and 3 on the other. 4 on one side and 3 on the other. Okay. So now I'll talk about, and I want you to see, and I'll let you answer a question here now. In junior girls basketball, what's the most common way to defend a ball screen? What's the most common way that your girls would do it? Even if you didn't coach them, how would they do it? They would go under it. Now that makes sense, doesn't it? Why would the girls go under it? Well, no, they don't want to hit anything, so they're trying to get away from the screen. They've got a choice. If I'm going to walk through something, I've got a choice. I can go left or right, can't I? So why, as a coach, would you coach your team to go under a ball screen? Because they can't shoot. Yeah? Because most girls and most players shoot poorer the further out from the basket. So you go underneath, you meet them on the other side, and the screen's not a problem. Yeah? So what I want to do is when I leave here today, I want to convince you that there's another way to achieve a dual goal. It's up to you how you go about it, but you're doing it. You're going under screens. You're teaching your players to go under screens because they can't shoot perimeter shots. Okay. Yes? We all in agreement on that? Okay. All right. So we're going to work both sides, girls. This is a screen. A wing ball screen. This is your player on your team. Right, this is your player on your team. All right, hand the ball to the person in front of you. So what you're going to do is you're going to go off that ball screen. But instead of going under the ball screen, what I want you to do is I want you to push the player to the screen. Push the player to the screen. And I'm going to do this first, Liv. Push the player to the screen. And then I'm going to get through on the high side of the screen. All right? Now, the first thing is communication. So I have to know that that's behind me. All right? And that's so important. So if a screen comes to me, and drag screens in transition are really common these days, I have to know that there's a screen coming. So the first thing is communicate. The natural thing when I'm defending someone who I think is going to drive is to do what? What's the natural thing I'll do? Basketball 101. Oh, probably less tactical than that. Let's go really raw. If I'm guarding you too far to the left, what are you going to do offensively? I'll guard you too far to the left, which way will you go? If I guard you to the right, which way you will go? Guard you too close, what you'll do? Drive. Guard you too far off, what will you do? Okay, so that's basketball 101, isn't it? If you don't understand that, you can't play basketball. Right? That's 101. Everyone gets that naturally. So, here I am. My natural tendency when someone is going to drive off a ball screen is to do what? You just told me. No, defensively. My natural tendency, she's going to drive. What will I do? Will I get closer or will I get off? I'll get space, won't I? Because she's going to drive at me, right? I want to take that away. Well, the problem with that is, with a bowl screen, if I go too deep, I now run into the screen. The majority of people who come off ball screens do not come off and leave no gap here. Only the very best players come off and leave no gap. And I don't need much. That's how wide she is. In fact, to put your arm out, that's how wide she is. If I can get that through, the rest is going to follow. Okay? So, communication from the big. I don't want you to dribble, pretend you're dribbling. Okay? Just put the ball out like you're going to dribble your right hand. I know you're going to go that way. So, I hear the ball screen. So now what I want to do is I go up and I arm bar and I actually get on the hip. Now, what do you're doing it. What did you do? You're going to yuck, stinky coach, right? And look where you push it. Come back closer, right? Where you can shoot, right? And I'm into here, and I'm splitting that moving foot on one foot either side. I'm not in here where she could still go past me. I'm actually here, and I'm taking a really strong position. Really, where are you going to drive now? Well, maybe you can drive down pretty quick. Okay, but I've actually made her decision for her. I'm now telling her what to do, as opposed to she telling me what to do. Okay, now I want you to go off that screen. Now, as I get to here, I'm pushing her high, and my aim is to push her above the screen. Now, here's a trick. Let's walk side by side. Every time she lifts a foot, in fact, I'll do it towards you. Come this way, on the line. Right, side by side. Right, walk. Walk on the line. Walk on the line. Walk on the line. Walk on the line. Every time she lifts a foot to walk, she's unbalanced. So I use that here, because as she goes off, she's going to have to go 1, 2, 3. So the umpires can't tell who's making the decision, who's making the contact. It's very, very difficult, particularly if she's backing off. So, as she lifts a foot, I put force on. So not only am I on here, go. And we're so close together that it looks like she just dribbled that way. Let's do it again. Here we go. No, so now I want you to go around the screen and knock me into that. You've got to push me into that. All right, here we go. Now, am I pushing her and am I fouling her? Absolutely. Of course I am. But that's the fun part. Right, so here's what you're going to practice. Defense starts with the ball. Hand the ball. Hand the ball. You're going to play offense and defense. I want you to armbar and force over the screen. I want you to push her. Every time she lifts a foot, I want you to push her up so she can't turn the corner. Okay? Offense, let's go. Offense, defense, out. Let's go. Good job. You can play to a score. You can play to a score. Here we go. Offense, defense, out. Let's go. Slightly alternate, ladies. Slightly alternate so don't hurt each other, please. Let's go this side here. Check. On a hip. Keep going, girls. Just slightly alternate. Stop the loop. Okay. All right. The D-man was hit. What's the difference in build between that and the person who was attacking? Yeah, lots, yeah? So this is where skinny little kids, it's a free hit. It's a free hit. So you just climb up into them and you use all your strength to push them, right? And the umpire stands here and he goes, that skinny little kid couldn't push her. I'm not going to call a foul. That's what they do, right? Because it couldn't be you. She dribbled up there, okay? So I really want you now to really focus on putting force on. So it's take away the baseline, arm bar on the hip, and I want no space. So I want you hip to hip, right? Hip to hip. So you're right in here, and I'm actually pushing forward and up, and I've got force on my arm. No fingers. No fingers. You can't touch with your hand. You've got to use your arm bar. It's got to be a bar. Right, let's go again. Good, good. I change size. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. She's the defense. You're the offense. When you've dunked it, you turn around and you go, and then it's her turn. Right? You don't stop mid-play. Killer. Let's go. Good, good, good. Excellent job. Excellent job. That's excellent. Here we go. Armbar. No, stop. Do it again. Okay? Little anatomy lesson. Hand, arm. Hand, arm. Arm, not hand. Clench your fist, and then you can't possibly touch with your fingers. Clench your fist. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Now, I know she's all bony, isn't she? She's all bony, and it's a bit icky because you touch it, it's all bones, but push those bones. Come on. Into her. Good. Good job. Right, let's go this side. Arm, strong. Good girl. Good. Okay. All right. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Okay. Now, in doing that, sometimes you are going to get hit by the screen. The gap might not be that big. So we just need a little device to help you to keep running. Can you take it off, Biggs? Can you come in for me now, please? So the big is going to set the screen instead of the D-man. Right, the big is going to set the screen. So a big over there and a big here. Right, and your spare bigs, just wait on the baseline and you can come out and switch over afterwards. The two spare bigs go down to the baseline. Yep, and then once Maddie's gone, you'll come up and you'll do the next one. Okay, so here's, Liv, I really want you to go hard off the screen, okay? Ball here. I'm just going to hop in for a sec. Go and set your screen. Now, if I get hit by a screen, only one leg is going to be pinned. So there are two techniques to help us to get over screens. The first one is a spear arm. So I'm here and I keep that arm out because she's not allowed to hit me with a screen. If I've got my arm out, that's where the screen stops. You know, we would teach a bit of arm bar and to hold them with an arm bar, and that actually leaves space underneath my foot that I can get my foot high and low if I use an arm bar. Hands not so good, but if I need to spear and get that through, once I've got that through, I can force everything else through. So that's the first thing, is to spear through, and I lift my butt and I bring it forward and arch my back at the moment of impact. Now at that moment, come here for you. Arm through, put one foot either side. Come in really tight with you, and I want, just turn sideways. Put that leg forward. Right, come a little bit tighter. See that squeeze? See that squeeze? I defy an umpire to determine whose foul that is. And you have to teach the girls that at that moment, the defence has an advantage. It's very difficult. Is it Maddie doing this? Because they do. Is it Maddie doing this? Or is it the guard, the poor victim, the skinny girl, poor victim, who falls over, who's the foul on? Liv has nothing to push against. She's going down to air. So if we squeeze this, right, and I put your arm on there, and I push Liv, that's where we end up, and I miss the screen. So I've got to make myself skinny, and I actually explode through it. So I explode through the centre and go hard. Now, come back here. So the technique you have to work with them on is if they get hit, like they don't get their bum sticking out, so as they come through, they get hit on the hip, is then to roll the other leg. So just come out, and I want you to go off the screen. Leave me space just for the demonstration. Can you just come in here so everyone can see? All right, so we need to work on this as well. So here we go. Oh, get up into you, hit me, whack, and see how I can roll that leg through? I'm actually still running. All right, come back, Liv. So without you now, you come out. So here I am. Watch it again. Armbar, through. I get hit, roll that leg, and I keep going. Now, the beauty of rolling that leg is, what's my hip going to do? Come back here. Now, it's a tough spot for an umpire to make a decision, right? It's not easy for them. We don't want to make it easy for them. Okay? Right. So now, we go either side. Biggs, you're setting the screen. I want you to set it really like that, nice and firm, and I don't want you to do this. No moving of the hips at all. But be strong, right? So, Maddie, set your screen. Set your screen. No, you can't move that shoulder. No, don't let me move it. Right, okay, so now I want that side to be hard, right? Same over there. Okay, alternate sides, let's come off the ball screen. Good. Hey, we're playing though. We're playing to score. Next time, let's go. Good. Got to work on rolling her hips, doesn't she? Right, she's hit it, but she's got to roll off. Let's go, keep going. Force and squeeze. Force your way through. You really got to push hard. Let's go, Liv. Push hard. Armbar, stop. No. You got to push up. So the tendency was to put her fingers on. That distance means she's going to get hit. Armbar and right up into the hip. Let's go. Good girl. Nice job. Play it. Let's go. Next side. No. Do it again. Armbar. Armbar's got to come up and in because you've got to close down the distance. So this is the natural thing is she's driving, I've got to get off. That's the natural basketball 101. You can't have that. You've got to get up in a ball screen. It's the opposite. It's like a shooter. You think of it like a shooter. Okay, let's go. Good girl. Excellent. Good. Okay. All right, stop. All right. So I'm really running short of time, so I just wanted to teach those elements because you need to break this down before you do the drill. This is something you've got to teach and you've got to work on. So now that we've taught that, we start with the bigs versus littles, right? Bigs versus littles. Sorry, littles versus bigs. And now we get the opposite. So here's what we do. Guards, grab a basketball, go to the baseline. Bigs, Maddie, you can go here. Tess, here. What's your name? Harriet, you go down further. Harriet, you go down to the green. Maddie, you go down to the pure milk sign. Green sign, pure milk sign. Now I know I'm out of the cameras here. We would generally put five people in, right? We have 5 bigs. Now, these girls act as the defense and the offense. So you're going one-on-one. Let's have 2 of you ready to go one-on-one. Yep, next 2 are going to go one-on-one, and the next 2 are going to go one-on-one. And you're going all the way down to the other end of the court. Go to the elbow, where the foul line meets. Yep, so 1 ball. Okay, so your job is to get down the court. Maddie, just turn side on. Okay, you're going to take her down to here, and then you're going to run her off that pick. Okay? You've got to get over the top, right? Now, we don't have a defender. We don't have a defender here, correct? So she's going to talk the screen. Even though you're offense, you're going to say, screen left, screen coming left, even though she's the offense, right? So that we've got the communication, but we haven't got the defender in. So it's up to the guard to go over the top. Now, when you attack and go over the top, you sort of let her get her spacing back, and then you go and do it again. Then you go into Tess, right? So then Tess will be facing this way. No, that way. All right? And then you're going to do it again and again. When you get to the other end, and the other girls are going to follow you, you're going to switch over and you're going to come back the other way. Okay? Let's have a look, see how you go. Good girl. Good. Let's go. So the teaching points here are that you need to get them at the moment of the screen to come up into the ball. Right, so I'm going to let them go and have a crack here. But they have to push up onto the ball handler at the moment of the screen, as opposed to stepping off, which is, and the horrendous thing about not teaching this way is when they come to an Australian camp, they've got a habit, and their habit is they see a screen. What do? Duck under it, because that's their habit. We go to a World Championships, we're playing Netherlands. Netherlands have 6 identified 3-point shooters. When we get under the pump, what do? go underneath. What do Netherlands do? Stop at the top, 3. 11 threes they hit on us in the first half. 11. Needless to say, we lost the game. Girls, you're coming back. Let's go. I see the angle there. She's done a good job of pushing her off it early. Liv, get an arm bar on her. Arm bar. So we want to work on arm bar at the point of the screen. Arm bar at the point of the screen. Good job. No hands. Okay, all right, Biggs, it's all right. You can stay there. Biggs, you can be a little bit more free now. You can move a little bit to try and take them out, right? Just a little bit. I don't want you taking them out, but you can move a fraction. Right, girls, you have 2 ways of getting over the screen now. You have to do 2 things. You either come down almost to the line of the screen, cross over and go that way, right? So you really line her up to take her off, or you choose to go on a really slight angle, and Maddie, turn your screen, and come straight at it like that. Okay, now one's going to give the defence lots of time because they know what's going to happen. The other one, when you see that angle, you've got to talk your screens, girls. Right? Even though you're seeing the screen, you've got to talk the screen. At the point you get to when you're right at the screen, arm bar and go up into your player, and you will miss the screen. If you go into your player with an arm bar, no hands. Okay, so offense, you can mix it up. Right, last time up and back. Let's go. Good girl, good. Excellent. Good, keep going, keep going. Push up. Good girl. No hands. Hold, stop. No hands. Arm bar. If your hands are on, I know you're too far off. Arm bar and your hips go right up into it. I know it feels scary because you're really overcommitting, but it's your best way over. Right, off you go. Arm bar. Good girl. Arm bar. Good. Okay. All right, girls, come back down the other end for me, please. All right. So I'm going to go full circle. So we said, can I have, Tess, can you set a screen for me, please? You bigs can go and have a break now. Let's have, Maddie, you can go as defender for me. Go as defender. Come here. Come to me. Oh, sorry, Harriet. Aaron. Oh, God, I can't. Aaron, everyone. Hello, this is Aaron. Right, can I have an offense and defense? 2 of you. So let's just put it together for a minute or 2. So now, what we're going to do, and this is one of the 6 methods of guarding a ball screen. This is called drops. Right now, you would particularly do this when you've got a big who can't shoot. Now, you're already going under ball screens because you're worried about guards that can shoot. Or you're not worried about guards that can shoot. What we want you to do is to make them throw the ball back to the big who definitely can't shoot. Right? The young big, the young screener. Let's let them have the ball. So how do we do that? Got a ball? So your defense doesn't change, right? You're going to set a wing ball screen. You're going to play up here, just on the edge of the key. Just go a little bit closer. What did we just teach you 25 minutes ago? Wall up, okay? All right, you missed the middle bit. That's okay. Let's not worry too much about that. Your job, you hand her the ball. You can hand her the ball to start with so that you've got a bit of an advantage. Lock her up. Now, Liv, you're going to come off it. You're going to come off it hard. You're playing 2-on-2. I want you to match speed until you've got her back under control. Once she's got control of that, you can return back to Tess. Does that make sense? So, but if she doesn't, like if she really comes off Liv here and does a great job, you're going all the way. Who are we going to leave? Who are we leaving? Right? We end up with 2 of us down there. You don't stop on Liv. Right? We're not switching. Right? And we're going to force the ball out for a perimeter shot. Okay, let's have a crack. Stop. Okay? We've handled the ball screen. The big's now got it, and she's got to make a play. Let's do one more. Okay? Right, be really aggressive in getting over the top of that screen and really put some force into it. Liv, don't get pushed around. Right? A little bit of nasty, please. And this is your left hand, by the way. Right, here we go. Good, stop. Okay. Thank you, girls. Round of applause for the girls, please. So what I'm saying to you is you can let your girls from under 10s and onwards go under ball screens. You're teaching them to be unathletic, uncompetitive, and you're worried about the result of the game. How about you teach them to be feisty, competitive, have a crack, and let the ball go to the weakest shooter on the team, which is always going to be the big girl. You know, it's rare. It's rare that it's not, and if it's not, then you probably wouldn't use this defence, which we call drops. The drill, bigs versus littles, is this. The littles start with the ball, and they get to attack the bigs. The bigs practice their footwork. Then we put the 4 bigs up, and the guards go the other way. The total sum of the drill, every training, 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. You've got to have taught it, and it'll take the 35 minutes the first time. But every time after that, it's a 3-minute drill, and your girls are working on getting over ball screens. Not only that, let's say on a particular day, you want to practice switching. You could put defence on all those bigs, and they switch everything and go again. So you've got a mechanism in place at every training to work on your ball screen defence, is all I'm saying. The other way to stop ball screening, to beat it, is switching. And switching is the easiest way to do it, but it's premised on the big being able to concede space, match speed, and wall up. So if switching is the way you want to play defence, you've still got to do littles versus bigs. You've got to teach them. And it's teaching them to be athletic. That's all you're teaching them to be, is to be athletic. And the difference in speed between a quick kid and a tall kid is about 1 or 2 steps over a 5-step race, because this is a 5-step race. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm laying it up. If I'm slow, if I'm 20% slower, that's just 1 step. So all you've got to teach the bigs is to catch up that 1 step. And they're just as fast as the guards, but they're big.
All right, we'll take some questions from the coaches now. Anyone with a question for Simon? Yep, one right here.
Sorry, about the wall and the block. So is the block just saying basically not to put your hands over the ball, or to get?
Well, you've got a cylinder. I heard you ask the question about to Chloe about fending off.
Oh, no, just when you say to hit the wall as a block.
Oh, wall up.
Yeah.
Wall up. So wall up is to be like a wall. So as I get into the key here and around the halo, right, I'll do this wherever I need to defend rather than this or that. I'm just trying, and if I'm tall and you're little, then you've got to shoot higher and something you haven't practiced, and you're making me shoot somewhere from where I don't practice. The chances, we know that when we're playing great, we get 4 out of 10 in, right? When we're playing great. When we're playing crappy, we get 2 out of 10 in. So you make all these mistakes, but if the big at the end can contest that, you can easily lose all the other battles and win that.
More questions?
Thanks for the presentation, Simon. Best practice for the screen would be to make sure the player stays stationary, because I know with my 10s and 12s that I train, it's beyond teaching them screening yet because they just keep moving. Yeah,
and look, 10s and 12s should be passing and cutting. So passing, under 14s, top age, Division 1 girls would be the very first time that I would introduce ball screening. Me personally, right? Me personally. In fact, that's about the time that I teach down screening and cross screening as well. Before that, and under 14s, it should be pass, cut, move, replace. Under 12s, I would certainly do it because I'm encouraging them to be athletic. And if I know that the teams I'm playing against play ball screens, because I don't play ball screens doesn't mean that I'm playing Traralgon and they don't play ball screens. Traralgon are going to come and get me. So if I'm preparing for Traralgon, I don't want my kids to fail, so I will teach them how to get over the top of ball screens, at a younger age. But probably, 10s is wrong,
Any more questions? Veerley, was that one? Hang on, Veerley, I'll run the mic up to you.
Hey, Simon, you said there was 2 tactics on how to get over the ball screen. What was the second one? You had spear arm, and then what was the second one?
And the rolling the foot. So you spear your arm through and force up, or you hit the screen when you make a mistake, and then you roll the hit. That's the second one. So, and they need to practice that because they're not going to be perfect. And some of the best point guards around the world do that, and then they throw their head and throw their hands at the same time, and the umpire goes, "Oh my God, the poor little victim." Because it's usually at international level, it's a big, right? And it's a big. So Susie comes in here with an angry face on, and poor little guard goes, "Ah!" as she comes off, and she rolls athletically, so she could still keep going with it. And the umpire goes, "Oh yeah, Susie, you shouldn't hit it like that." But the truth was that the guard had her butt out. She got hit, and now she's got a roll on it. Whereas you want to spear and get thin as they go over the top and push. The person to push is not the person that's built like a rock. The person to push is the person who's got one leg off the ground, because it's easy to push someone with one leg off the ground. They move. They can't stop themselves. Any other just general questions about hoops? Easy.
No other questions? Okay, so on behalf of Basketball Victoria and Basketball Victoria Country, we'd like to thank Simon for giving up his time again today on game day.
Thank you.
And again, we'd like to thank our under 16 and under 18 Bendigo Braves girls for being the demo kids for this. From here, we'll have about a 20-minute break now, so a little bit longer. And then we will be back on court with Coach Kristen Veal, who will be presenting on fast break play. So once again, thank you to Simon.
Thanks, ladies.